just starting back out again. I'm like pulling little things from the big picture. Like I have that story of doing stand-up with a guy who ended up doing January 6th.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
This is where I think your ambition gets you into trouble, where I'm safe. You have to. I have been spared many times from saying no to things, but you were opening for this guy? Or is that what it was?
I did a club weekend in Saratoga.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm getting paid to do stand-up. It's my dream come true. And it was like 2015 maybe, and I was getting paid $25 a show.
That's crazy.
Which stood, it
feels like 1915. Wage.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it stood out to me because I had just read this book about or listened to a podcast or something about the Comedy Store in LA where they went on strike in 1979 for $25 a show. So I was like, oh, we haven't.
They were trying to get to that?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So like that's what they were asking for in the late 70s, and that's what I was getting paid in 2015.
Yeah, that's a eye-opener.
Yeah. So like right away, comedy has changed, right? When Seinfeld's like, oh, I started out, I was making a living after a year hosting. Yeah. It's like, that doesn't
rent
happen
was like
anymore.
$90 a month.
Yeah.
So like
yeah. Now you have to like have a side hustle or a scam.
Yeah,
or
you got to be
something.
working on a network mystery procedural in Canada so you can fund your stand-up career. But
1,000%.
But back in the day, you were hustling. You got this opportunity to open for this dude.
Yeah, and he was like sort of weird.
Yeah,
like he I had a camera set up in the back. He like put his beer in front of it.
Yeah, intentionally
to like screw with me. I like had a microphone in the back.
Super fun,
cool, fun.
He
dude.
knows you're just in it for the money, so he's like, I'm gonna fuck with you here and ruin your chances of getting a good shot. But.
Yeah, we just like road dog, sort of like, oh, this guy's in his 20s. I'm gonna like give him a noogie.
Fraternity culture is so corny to me.
It is really corny and sort of like lame.
Gotta cut your teeth at this club that no one's ever been to. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
It's very like in college we used to be like people who say, "Remember my first beer." They'd be like, remember my first beer? Yeah. And we used to be like, yeah, that's why you should have empathy for them. You remember that moment when you learned. Like, that's just an excuse to be empathetic.
Yeah, dude, you remember it's scary.
Yeah.
Hold my hand while I sip my first beer. Help me. Yeah. Oh, my God. So do you remember admiring this dude when you were up there? Like, do you remember thinking like, he was weird, but do you remember thinking like, oh, cool, this is an opportunity. I'm at this club. I'm traveling for work.
1,000%. You're like, because he might take me on the road. He might know somebody. He might whatever.
Everything feels that way when you're like starting out.
Of course. You're like, oh my God, he did a spot on Conan once. Like, I could be right there. I'm 1 degree of separation away from television.
Meet Conan next year.
Yeah.
It all just feels.
Now, to be clear, this guy was not on Conan, but everybody you meet who has any sort of cred, you're just like in awe of. It feels so 2015. Now it's like the world has changed.
It is, optimism kind of died with the first Trump election. It was sort of like anything's possible still. I was 25, 26, and I think back to like the way I approached making art and doing comedy. I was doing like multiple like sketch shows. I was doing like a talk show with my friend.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like Trump got elected, then I was like, all right, I'm hanging it up. Like, I obviously still do comedy, but like, I do remember feeling like, what do we do? We got to focus. Like, we gotta
we're
missing something here if like culture is saying this is the guy. But
yeah, it felt very like demoralizing. And I remember going to an open mic, and which I don't really go to anymore, but I went to an open mic post-COVID and no one was filming anything. And I remember having this like emotional reaction. I was like, look at these people just making art for no one, like just for themselves, just to try to get better. And I was like, oh, I missed that. Pre-COVID and pre-Trump, really, there was this energy of like, we're all out here
filming stuff.
Yeah, we were just like trying to make stuff.
But you liked no one filming? You were like,
yeah, it made me feel like, oh, these people are in it for an intrinsic value as opposed to like to try to go viral.
Yeah.
There was something sweet about it.
I can kind of meet you there. Part of me is like, yeah, those are the people that are just like, I don't even give a shit. Like,
yeah, there's an element of that too.
Yeah,
where it's like some people just get into that circuit and like never want to move up. But I'm like, no, you got to see the eyes are on the prize.
Take us back to Saratoga.
Sorry. So he's weird all weekend. And years later, I got a DM from a guy who writes for the New York Times. And he's like, have you ever done comedy with? And I'm like, why would he be asking me?
Yeah.
Like of all the comedians that I've worked with, there's so many who should be written about in the New York Times. Sure. This guy's not the one. And I was like, yeah, I have. And he was like, oh, I don't know if he says it, but like he like intimates or like something where I Google it and it's like, oh, he stormed the Capitol.
Yeah.
And so the person you've been, and like it sort of made sense. And then you go through the social media and you do the deep dive and you're like, oh, this post is crazy.
Yeah.
Not the only comedian that day either.
When you were with him, did you feel like you could tell he was gonna one day snap, or was it like
though this is 2015.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe the year before, or Trump is just starting to run. So like there used to be this like politics thing where it's like, oh, they're a John McCain voter, but like we can still be friends.
Oh,
and it didn't bubble up.
Yeah, and that is like, I can't imagine a world where that's a conversation anymore. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, not in a bad way, or like you'd be a bad person to support someone who's a Republican, but like, I can't think of a world, or like a candidate, I should say, like a Republican candidate, where you'd be like, oh, my friend kind of supports John, Smith or whatever, but we're cool with it. It's like, I don't think we're gonna ever pull back to the middle.
Sure. Well,
I don't know.
The two candidates used to just be much much more similar. You look at Obama, McCain, it's like, or Obama, Romney. It's like Romney had socialized medicine in Massachusetts, where it's like the overlap.
Like he had a good healthcare plan in weird ways.
Yeah, more progressive than anybody on the right now.
Yes, by a long shot. Yeah. So anyway, you're with.
So
Kevin
like,
and...
did I have any idea that he was going to be that way? Not like that. Like I knew it was a little
Did he go
eccentric.
to jail?
I don't think so.
Oh, so
I think he was just like laying low. I don't. Yeah,
he was there, but he wasn't like throwing fire extinguishers.
Yeah. I don't know if he
wasn't looking for Nancy. He was. Yeah. He kept his distance.
I bet. So with a lot of those guys, I'm like, I bet they wanted to go in. I bet at some point they got stopped. You know what I mean? Like there was waves of people.
Oh, you're.
I like.
You weren't the first one to breach the window.
You're
I missed my chance. I'll try again next time they do this.
We'll check out the food court. I remember doing like a packet years ago for John Oliver, and there's like all these people who stormed the Capitol. It's like a yoga instructor stormed the Capitol. And it's like, oh, like nut jobs can have any job. I guess.
And they're all out. I think about that all the time.
Oh yeah,
I've talked about it on here before, but they're all just among us.
Yeah, of course.
They're all free.
Yeah.
That's the first action that he did when he got elected again. Was they're all free? Let them go. Let them go.
Wasn't there one person who was like, no, I did the time? I think there was one woman who was like, no, I feel remorse. I should stay.
I should stay.
Yeah.
Dude.
One, maybe
Take
one.
your golden ticket, lady. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, I'm a bad person. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to chill for 7 years.
They're all on a school board somewhere now.
What did end with it? How did that end?
He was on, his two big credits were he was on What Not to Wear and Queer Eye for the Straight Guy as a contestant. So the bit is like
so yeah,
every TV producer who met this guy was like, he's a before. like we need to make this guy over. Yeah, no, thank you.
Oh my God. Yeah, imagine you work so hard to be a comedian, your only credits are like this guy this can't be serious what he looks like.
Yeah, we need to redo. He needs a makeover. Clothes, personality.
Oh, that's so funny. I remember that show, dude. That was like our moms loved that shit.
Oh, my sister got me into it as a child, and I remember being terrified as a kid because they would have like a hidden camera in their closet, and I'd be like, if you get a hidden camera in my closet,
and
as a kid,
you were worried about.
I did. Yeah,
the shame of not dressing well. Yeah.
I didn't know that like it was television, and it probably took 2 days to set up that camera.
Oh yeah, back then you don't have a clue. You think any moment you could show up on a TV show and be humiliated when you're a kid.
Yeah. And I met Stacey London once.
Really?
I went to Alison Leiby's solo show.
And she was there?
And we like went out afterwards and like had dinner with like a group of people.
You get involved in things. you like say sentences to me where I'm like, who are you spending time with?
Well,
like,
this was a shock to me also.
Sure.
And I played it cool. And by the end of the night, I was like, by the way, like my sister and I like grew up on you. And she's like, let's send her a selfie. Like she was like super
that's
nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's nice.
She was cool.
Do you remember when the Today Show used to like take people off the street and be like, this person's ugly as fuck?
No.
You don't remember that? Do you remember this?
Horrible.
No, but they did a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, that was like
that was very popular.
This was in like peak What Not to Wear era. Like the Today Show would do like I'll have to Google it, but it was
Al
like
Roker?
I don't know if he was directly involved in the makeovers, but they would do like, it was called like ambush makeover or something. Like they'd grab, the people were out there with their signs, like I love, whoever.
Yeah.
They would like grab people and do makeovers for them. Wow. And there was even as a kid, I remember watching this in the morning, like before like middle school and stuff and being like, there's something, the tone of this is off. Like they're saying like, we think you could be better. And they are making them look nice, but it is sort of like, it's all these people from God knows where coming into New York for their vacation. And it's like, it always had this vibe of like the elite New York TV personality, like, ew.
Also, assuming someone even wants a makeover, assuming that they're like, I'm ugly, please fix it.
I don't think like the guards like.
You should always get the release first. You shouldn't have to like make somebody over and like, oh, by the way, will you sign
I'm surprised
this?
no one remembers that, but I grew up in a Today Show household. It was always on.
Oh, really? You guys are
And to this day, my parents will like talk to me like, oh, it was on the Today Show. You didn't see it? And I'm like, didn't see it. I was like, I don't pop that on at 7 a.m. when I'm sleeping. Like,
that's so, yeah. I mean,
but it was always on getting ready for school and stuff. I have like memories of that.
Yeah. Well, now it's just all YouTube. Like nobody's like the younger kids. It's funny. Our parents were like Today Show people, and we like thread the needle of hybrid internet, classic cable, and then the younger people just the YouTube thing.
Yeah,